there have been two things that I have learned over the years that have just surprised me about church people, and I'll tell you what they are. The first thing that surprises me about church people after all these years is how much some of them have changed for the better. I mean, I could just tell you so many stories that I've seen over the years. For instance, I've seen people couples who just hated each other, wind up getting back together and living these happy lives together. I've seen people who were depressed or even suicidal come back from that and to wind up living these joy-filled, productive, healthy kind of lives. I've seen criminals become leaders in the church. I've seen people who were the worst of enemies become the best of friends. I could just go on and tell you story after story after story of how God has radically changed people's lives through the church. And it blows me away every time. Every time it just is amazing to me. But you want to know what the other thing that has surprised me about church people over the years? It's how little some of them have changed. See, I've seen church people who've done the church thing for a long, long time, 20, 30, sometimes even 50 years. They would read their Bible all the time, sometimes daily. They would volunteer at the church. They would pray all the time. They would just be super involved. They would give money to the church and all these kind of things. And they would do all the things that we would look at them and say, well, that's a good Christian. That's what a good Christian would do. And at the end of it, they're still the same person. They're the same person that they were when they started out. Some of them are just as angry, just as irritable, just as joyless, as irresponsible, as selfish, unloving, unforgiving, and sometimes even racist as they were when they started out 20, 30 years ago. In fact, some of them got worse as time went on.